Hello and welcome to this podcast edition of Sam's Alternatives with me, Sam. Episode 40. That's a little bit hard to believe. Almost 12 months since I started the Sam's Alternatives YouTube podcast channel. I'll be chatting to, of course, Launceston 5-piece heavy gloom punk rock band, of course, the Labcoat Fiasco. Big fan of their band. I was listening to their music over the last few months and weeks and really enjoyed it. Just wanted to jump on a little bit early just to do some recaps of what's coming up in the next few weeks interview-wise, because we've got a few coming up on Sunday. So the third in 8 days, Connor Dixon from No Life. Then Saturday the 18th of October, it is Roanoa. Then Saturday the 25th of October, it's Glow. Saturday the 1st of November, Carly Jewel. Thursday the 6th of November, Tidewalker. Tuesday the 11th of November, David Jones. Not the department store, there's a musician named David Jones. Tuesday the 18th of November, Neo Stereo. And Sunday the 23rd of November, Civilians, who are playing a single launch for their single Gone on Saturday, the 11th of October, of course. That is out at Sunbury at the Piano Bar. We've also got a gig at 693 Ann Street, Fortitude Valley, Queensland. Liar start their tour. They're playing with Product of Neglect, Violent Conflict, and Shokan. Then on Friday the 10th of October, we have, of course, Boogie in Hell, which is Sugartone, New Age, Vard Arch, and, of course, Survivors of Hell at Mr. Boogeyman Bar. So there's quite a few gigs happening, lots happening here. It's a very nice day today as well outside. I don't know what the rest of the week is meant to be like. I'll just open this up. Jesse is in the lobby. Just waiting. Hello? 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 I can... just waiting. We can see people, just can't hear them. Hello? You there? Oh, hang on. Hello? Can't hear anything? No. Alright, what's going on? Alright. We're just having some... Because I can see Labcoat Fiasco, just can't hear them for some reason. We'll just, maybe I'll just go out. Working on mic. Okay, alright. So, it's alright. We're going to do sort of facial things. They're working on the mic at the moment. So, if you hear me talking to myself, it's not actually I'm talking to myself. I am actually seeing parts of the band, the Labcoat Fiasco. They're just working on technical issues. That's completely fine. I jumped on early, of course, so we'll just, So Labcoat Fiasco, of course, from Launceston in Tasmania. They are ahead. Oh, hello! There we go.
Hi.
How did you plug the microphone in?
Hold on, we've got too much feedback though.
You've got too much feedback.
I've got too much feedback. Hold on, give me a sec.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You'd think being musicians we know how a microphone works, but we don't.
Well, you'd think Sam would also know how to actually start an interview and not have dead air. So if anyone hears about 45 seconds of dead air at the start, it's possibly because Sam hasn't actually developed on how to clear over the dead air. But anyway, it'll be a minute. But evening, guys.
How you doing?
Yes, how we doing?
Yes.
I like the whole writing on the hand. I found that very intriguing because I'm like, what is the person on the other end writing on their hand for?
It's I'm always forgetting something or Yeah, it worked really well in this case because obviously you couldn't hear a single thing I was saying. So naturally, I wrote on my hand backwards, so you still have no idea what I'm saying.
Working on mic.
Working
Sam
on
can-
mic.
Sam actually
Turns
can
out-
read this time of night. That's a miracle. Shit.
Turns out that the good place to start is by plugging it in.
Yeah, usually works better when it's plugged into something, not just free floating in our peripheral. But we've got it working now as far as we're aware. So
Well, I've got to say, guys, I've had a few errors with my YouTube WebEx podcast over the last few months. I've had a camera turn off. I've had people being able to see me but not hear me. So it's all in the works, as they say.
It's pretty typical, isn't it? You know, it's my old friend Murphy's always told me that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So,
Well,
and that's show business.
unfortunately, there's no wood around me, so I can't touch wood to say it
Uh,
got some generic veneer.
I think this desk isn't even wood, is it? It's just it's veneer. It's
cardboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
touch
we
on
had some-
cardboard. I don't know.
Yeah,
that
touch on
doesn't
the
really
cardboard
sound right, does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll do the job for now.
For now.
so I better introduce, because I actually don't know. Like, Jesse's one of the members, but yeah. So Jesse's with the My Chemical Romance shirt. I see. I like that.
That's me.
Or hoodie, sorry, not shirt.
Yeah, bro.
And we've
Oh,
also
well.
got
I am Ben. I am
Ben.
the bass
Ben.
player. Yes, bass
Bass
player
player.
and resident nuisance.
I don't know if that's true, Ben, because we've only just met you. Oh, Joe's in the lobby. Better let Joe in. And
Hey,
stop.
oh,
I suppose you can let him in if you
There
insist.
he goes.
Hello,
Joe's
Joe.
microphone's working.
Oh, there he is. Fuck.
He's sideways somehow.
There he is.
Is his
Ah.
microphone working?
Do I go
Thanks
this
for joining
way,
us.
or do I go this way?
I don't know, but either way, I'm getting dizzy. So
Yeah, I don't think I
that
can.
works.
Can I? No, I can't turn my camera around like that, Joe. You've got some special dynamic of using the camera to turn yourself one way and then
On the phone.
Oh, on the
probably-
phone. Yeah,
Technically.
see,
Yeah.
there's the difference. I'm on a laptop, so the camera's built in. I can't exactly grab the camera and just turn it around.
Just turn the whole laptop.
So we're crowded around my desktop right now.
Yes.
It's like the good old days.
this is how we. I mean, it makes sense. This is how we record all the music. We might as well do all the interviews like this
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, absolutely.
If people
Sorry,
get,
I'm a little late. My pizza got delivered like pretty much right on. Eight.
you do
Typical,
realise
right?
you're technically not late, Joe, because it's only
Great.
just on 8 now. So technically that's not late.
Yeah, we were early.
And we thought we'd make sure that it was all working because we weren't sure because both of us are too old to understand how technology works.
And newsflash, it wasn't. Yeah.
But yeah, Jesse, Ben, and Joe are from, of course, the Labcoat Fiasco from Tassie, and this is the second Tassie band in a matter of 4 days I've interviewed, because, of course, my deceased estate were on Sunday's podcast.
Yeah.
Cool dudes.
Yes, good lads.
And I'll let people in on a secret they probably already know. There is another Tassie band coming up in November in Tidewalker, so...
Oh no, cheeky devils.
Fun
Right,
fact.
Oh,
Two
here we go.
members of Tidewalker are the other 2 members of the Labcoat Fiasco.
Yeah,
we've pilfered their
Yeah.
band.
we're I mean,
We had Jack first.
we had Jack first.
We stole Sarah.
we stole Sarah. I mean, I mean, we're like notoriously kind of terrible at keeping lineups, but it's nice to know we've got a monopoly on half of Montserrat music scene at least.
You wait till we do it
And,
with a collaboration single with Kelly, and then we'll get all 3 members of Tidewalker in the one song.
Oh yeah, it'll be like some fucked up super group. It'll be great.
I've been saying we need a heavy chat supergroup.
Could make it work.
Maybe you
We
could
won't.
be Australia's answer to them crooked vultures, you know, Josh
We
Homme,
could be.
Dave Grohl, John Paul
Yeah.
Jones, and then you got Tidewalker and Labcoat as a super group, and yeah.
God, I can't even like muse on what our sound would be. Like that's like what
It would
what
be
would
confusing.
What would it sound like? Not so much like what would it look like, because we, you know,
It would sound
but
confusing.
there'd be lots too much going on. Like,
Make it work.
oh Christ.
But of course, speaking of Sarah, because Sarah Cretu I actually know pretty well because obviously she was in Analog Hope, Silverfang, and very well known in the Tassie scene, very well known here in Melbourne as well. And yeah, she's a fucking incredible person. Pardon my language. I probably should have put that in there.
I'll
Dude,
like a
it's-
sailor this entire
It's all
trust
rock
me.
and roll, right?
She speaks quite highly of you as well.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of time for Sarah. The sad thing about it, though, is I don't see her very often because I'm in Gippsland. Sarah's in Tasmania. It's not exactly, I don't
Next
know,
door.
Melbourne to
yeah.
Geelong or somewhere, or Melbourne to Sunbury. It's not like it's a suburb away. It's about 3 states away, actually.
Yeah, it's a bit more travel.
But no, I have a lot of time for Sarah, and if you're watching this, Sarah, hello. Should get her on again at some stage.
Yeah. Hi, Sarah.
Promise not to talk too much shit about you. That's not true.
I like Joe's comment a bit earlier. I could turn the camera around. Most people probably would rather they see the Labcoat Fiasco and not the host, I reckon.
I wouldn't worry too much about it. We're not that good looking.
I can't see Ben and Jesse. I don't know if it's because
Oh,
I'm on my phone. I'm just seeing the gap between the two of them.
Ah,
Can I like fix that at all?
I don't know. That sounds like a
no.
you problem.
If I do
Well,
that, I probably can.
That sounds like
You know what we
That's
look like.
just zoomed in on me.
oh, all right. This is had some technical problems at first, but this is good because I can see you and hear all of you well, so that's
That's a
important. Of course, cursing is actually okay because Sam dropped an F-bomb about 2 seconds ago. So,
Fuck yeah.
very nice.
but massive Labcoat fan. Like, you guys love your music, as I do with all bands. I always listen to your stuff the day of the interview, so it's fresh in my mind because I have
I'm
tried.
sorry a lot.
I've tried listening to it days in advance, and then I'm like, oh crap, what if I get asked something about the songs and it's
Yeah.
not
Wait,
fresh
fuck,
in my
like-
mind?
Like which one was that again? Which song was that? Shit.
Yeah, what are the
Yeah.
chords to the verse of "See You in Hell"?
Yeah.
I would know. I had no fucking idea. I'm a guitarist. Do you think I know what chords are? Okay.
You were a guitarist. Now you're just a pest.
I can still be a guitarist. Be a
Oh,
guitarist and a pest. You know, they're not mutually exclusive.
Look at Joseph.
Yeah, exactly.
guitarists aren't pests, musicians aren't pests, or not the ones I've met and
Oh,
interviewed.
dude, you need to meet more musicians.
Oh,
You listen,
we're all a little bit awful.
you listen to fucking pop punk at all? You never met a pest? Come on, dude.
I think Sam's going to stay
To-
out of this
To
conversation.
any pop punk bands out there that aren't pests, I come in peace.
I know.
Not Australian bands, maybe. There's not many pop punk bands in Australia that I would class as pests.
No. I think he's just making general fucking
Yeah,
jokes.
just
Short
generalizing.
There's a pretty good. I don't even know if you call them pop punk because I actually don't know what to call them. But punk, emo, metal, everything in Red Hook that are the completest opposite of pests. They're making fucking
Lovely, dozen
awesome
people.
music.
Yes.
They played pretty close to me recently, and I managed to miss them. I think they were opening for Stand Atlantic.
Oh
Cool.
wow!
Mm.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah,
Because isn't there the lyric in bomb.com? Like, I'm terrible with lyrics, but doesn't Emmy say something like, oh, Stand Atlantic best, you're a motherfucking rock star or something, and it was to quote one of Stand Atlantic's songs. I think it was bomb.com. I might have the wrong song.
Possibly, yeah. Not off the top of my head,
I
unfortunately.
wouldn't
But
know.
yeah, don't know that one off the top of my head.
Second.
Yeah, God,
Sorry, Emmy, if you're watching and I've got that wrong. Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure they won't mind.
but pretty much
Have it.
this interview chat with Jesse, Ben, and of course Joe is just a chat. It's an interview in some ways, but it's more of just of a get to know the band sort of feeling, like how you formed, influences, how'd you come up with the band name, those sorts of things.
Yeah. Sweet.
Then
I mean, like,
Oh, sorry.
yeah. I find conversation a lot more natural than the whole, you know, oh, you're on my show. here are some dot points. Like, what do we do? Yeah. We're just having a beer.
Yeah, well, I've just finished my beer, but
Ben's about to have another beer.
yeah, I'm about to have another beer. I'm back.
We're not encouraging drinking on WebEx if people are watching this, by the
No,
way.
not at all.
No, don't drink, guys. Don't. Stay in school. Don't do beers.
Do stay in school.
Stay in school. I like that. And then at the end, the floor goes to the Labcoat Fiasco. They get the floor and get to ask me a hard-hitting question.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
I can get behind that.
It means we have to come up with a hard-hitting question, and between the three of us, we've got about half a brain cell. So I'm sure we'll come up with something.
look,
Whoever gets the brain cell first, let me know.
Look, I've been asked some weird and on-the-spot shit, so I don't know what to expect from the question, actually, to be honest. I actually like the idea, because if I don't know in advance what the question's going to be, it really does make me put my thinking cap on. Because I've asked bands the questions, and then I have to sort of answer it as if I'm being interviewed.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of are being interviewed. You will be interviewed.
You will be interviewed by the end of this.
We're gonna flip this whole
I
format
like
on
to
its
think
head.
of it more as an interrogation.
An interrogation.
Oh,
All right.
shit. Have I just got myself dug another hole with this? Have I? I mean, I don't reckon you wouldn't be that interrogating. I don't reckon. Obviously,
I mean,
don't know you well, but
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, you don't know us well enough, and obviously, it's really hard to waterboard you from here. So,
Try.
yes, Launceston. I don't even know how far Launceston to Warrigal would be. Someone should Google it. It's a long
far.
way.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's like,
sorry, you go.
go for it.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say now. Shit.
Yeah, me too. It's not even worth it. No.
I think it was because, the episode will be uploaded on Thursday. The playlist with all 5 Labcoat Fiasco songs will be added to the Spotify playlist that I put up every week.
Awesome.
Five.
So, yeah, big fan of the band, of course, and some other breaking news. I'm doing this for every band now. Made the top 2,500 best songs of the 2020 so far. Countdown.
Take that,
Okay.
Taylor Swift.
Like she's the top 200, right?
Who? No, it's the top 2,500, which means that there is no top 200.
There's
I like seeing that all
fair enough.
the
There's no top in the top.
all the Taylor Swift fans are saying her new album's crap, and we're like,
What are you
you're
doing
only
talking
just
to Taylor Swift
realising
fans?
this
Hang on a
now.
minute.
Like, oh, it's just all over social media.
Look, dude, we're spending too much time on Taylor Swift already.
Yeah, you're getting a headache.
Ben's too old for social media.
Oh, I'm 30. Thank you very much. I retired social media 5 years ago.
I say about the guy that runs the band's social media.
Yeah, that's why our social media presence sucks. Someone put me in charge because he wouldn't do it.
I'm lazy. And I struggle with social media. I never know what the fuck I'm doing. I tried to invite people to a party like last year, and I accidentally made it like, instead of inviting everyone, it kind of just default invited everyone on my friends list.
Yes.
So I had people I don't know showing up to my house all night.
Oh,
It was fine. It just goes to show that I don't know how to use social media at all.
might have turned into a Corey Worthington party.
No, he doesn't have that many friends.
Oh yeah, not at all. Neither did Corey. I think it was just didn't he just like put flyers out or something, or like fucking like a mass text to everyone saying like, hey, house free, come to party.
I don't remember what I had for breakfast. That's asking me to remember a long time
Yeah,
ago.
it's a while. I think it was like 2008 or something.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
And there was the
It's a while ago.
infamous A Current
Yeah,
Affair
that's-
interview. And
It's
Yeah.
when whatever the hell those sunglasses were still in.
Yeah.
So
back when
so it's like,
MySpace was still a thing, you know.
You think being around since MySpace, I'd know how to not invite 50,000 strangers to my house, but
Nah.
it is what it is.
Oh shit, what a start. Taylor Swift Pests in Pop Punk and Corey Worthington.
House
the
parties,
three
yeah.
things I didn't think I'd be mentioning in an interview.
Every
over
time you
one
think this interview is going one way, someone just grabs the wheel and steers us off a cliff somewhere, and then we don't know how we got there.
At least you
That
got a
is-
title for your episode now.
That's just any conversation with us.
Yeah, look, it's true.
Okay. Finding out a lot about the Labcoat Fiasco without even asking one of the questions that I've sent through. Why does that seem to be a common theme on these interviews? It's sort of, we start off with the question and then the topic just goes way off track. It's like, we go
That's
on
kind
to
of what you want, right?
songs. Yeah.
Otherwise, every interview is going to be the same, and who wants that, right?
It's a very valid point there, Jesse, actually.
Need a little flavour for the podcast now and then.
Plus, you're interviewing
Gotta-
musicians. Musicians are notoriously chaotic. It's not like you're interviewing like businessmen or stand-up people. They're all a little bit odd. It's
Because we're all fucking neurodivergent.
we all picked up an instrument for a reason, and it all wasn't to make money. That's for sure. So.
Yeah.
Oh, can Sam go a whole episode without ranting on Spotify? I don't think that's possible. Is it? All right. Well, the first question to the Labcoat Fiasco is: how did you form as a band?
Well, that one's for me to handle, I suppose.
Yeah, it's your problem now.
So, I started the band as like a what I guess I'll describe as like a solo project, right? You know, I had all these songs and nothing to do with them. This is around, I want to say, like 2016. I had the idea for just to do a band. You know, I was the kind of kid who stayed behind in college for another year just because I wanted to start a band. The whole like year 13 thing. I'm not sure if you guys have that up there. But like down in Tasmania, like if you want to have another year of college, you can have another year of college. But you got to have a really good reason. And I had a really good reason, but I ended up wasting that entire year just sitting, kind of loitering around the music rooms, just waiting to start a band. And I did, and we stayed together for a little while. And it was, I think, about maybe a year or two, maybe a month after that, I wanted to pick this project up and start doing something real and proper with it. I wanted to start doing gigs and taking it around to places. And it was I think around. Yeah, it was 2017 when I had the idea for the name, the Labcoat Fiasco, and I finally had everything ready. And we were lucky enough to get a couple of crappy little starter shows in this dive bar in town here called the Greenwood Bar, which was a cool little place because the smokers area outside and the stage were one and the same. So go outside. And people had no choice; they had to listen to you because they were out there having a smoke and a beer. It was a great way to kind of like get on the local scene and get playing shows. But for a long time, all it was myself and my drummer Lucas, who was our primary drummer for years and years and years. And he and I kind of started this band as a two-piece a long time ago, and from there it just kind of mutated into this amalgamous five-piece that it is today. But yeah, it started off as just a little solo project that I have. Excuse me. Spent the last I don't know, fucking best part of a decade now.
About 8 years.
About 8
Almost
years. Yeah. Making music under this pseudonym, and it's kind of just become more of a collective thing in the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did you know, you would have obviously known Ben and Jack and Joe before they, no, okay.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. So I think I would have known you about 4 years now.
Yeah, we met about a year and a half before I joined the band. Had a little side project thing going on, which never did anything with, for about 2 months, and then I was asked to play fill-in because Charles, the bass player at the time, had a work conflict. And I was like, We need a bass player. You play bass. Learn 10 songs in 5 days. And, like,
And that's, by the way, that's not uncommon for us.
it's happened a lot.
I think it's what we've done with Joseph. It's what we've done with Sarah as well.
Yes.
It's hey, someone can't make it.
Who do we know who can fill in on short notice?
Yeah.
Who'd be willing to get up on stage and play some songs?
And that's kind of how like we've sucked every member into the band so far.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's hey, there are some shows coming up. Please learn them quickly. No pressure. But yeah, so Ben kind of came into the folds. Yeah, as you said, like after Charles, our ex-bass player and longtime collaborator and very close friend and confidant and cousin to me, Charles, who was responsible for all of those bass lines that you've heard in our uploaded songs, barring "See You in Hell," which Ben put together. So after he left the fold properly, I mean, you were playing guitar to start with.
Well, I did both.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, I filled in on bass for a couple of shows while Mick was unavailable. Charles, sorry.
Yeah.
Then he came back for a couple of shows, and I just took Jesse's guitar off him because I was having fun playing in the band. So I just went and learned all the guitar parts. And then Charles was like, "Hey, bad news! I'm moving to Melbourne." So I switched back to bass. And then I guess by which time you got comfortable not playing guitar, and we're like, "Oh, we need another guitarist." And then you went on an adventure and came back with a Joseph. I'm pretty sure you just called him like a Pokemon.
I did, yeah. So back in it was January this year.
28th to be exact, or
28th of January. That's 2 days before my birthday. How do I not remember that?
Now people know.
21st or 28th.
It was 20 something. It was late January, and
I can find out.
I don't think the date matters that much. I met Joseph in January at a show
21st
in Hobart, and it's down at Alta, and we're in the smoking area, and I think I can't actually remember who introduced me to you, but I remember
I just came up to you.
Oh right, okay.
I
kind of
came
just like
up,
my memory of that night. You were just kind of there. Like
I came up and I was like, "Hey, you're like from Labcoat," and you're like, "Yeah," and I said like, I noticed the first time I saw you guys play, you're a 5-piece, and then the next time you're a 4-piece. So I originally asked if you needed. No, you said that Charles had moved away.
Yeah.
The bassist, and I said, "Oh, do you guys need a bassist?" And you're like, "Nah, but we could." But no, you said no. Our rhythm guitarist moved to bass, and I said, "Oh, so do you need a rhythm guitarist?" And you're like, "Yeah."
Well, yeah. I mean, and it just so happened. It just so happened that like because I mean I'd been playing guitar for a long time with this project. Like literally, like I'll still pick it up for some gigs today. Because like I write all the songs on guitar, but naturally you get kind of fucking sick of it after a while, and I suppose like I was at this point where I thought like I don't know, I'm a little tired of playing guitar, and I feel like having that safety blanket there in front of me as well, having that thing that I can hide behind, it's easy to get kind of like when you're a performer, it's easy to hide behind things and shy away. I think guitar was one of those things for me. And I think like still like singing now, like just without that guitar, I'm still trying to figure out what to do with my hands, but I thought that it'd give me a bit more, I guess, freedom in the long term to kind of explore the stage and explore just kind of how to perform without a guitar in my hands as well. And I'm still I'm gonna keep picking up the guitar, and I'm gonna keep writing songs, like as is my MO as a songwriter. But yeah, I'm enjoying kind of having that excuse to not hide anymore. And it's been great working with Joseph as well. Being that he's still young, full of piss and vinegar, and has the right level of enthusiasm about this whole thing, which is refreshing to say the least, and very welcome.
And you can drive, so we can actually get our gear to and from shows.
Oh yeah, we
because neither of us drive.
We don't drive, yeah, at all.
This might be history. I don't think I've ever done an interview where there's more people on this WebEx chat that don't drive than do drive, because I don't drive either. So,
Joseph, you're the odd one out.
Driving is a pretty big thing in my life. Like my
Racing
other
cars.
hobby outside of music is racing cars. So I build and drive race cars as well.
well, then that makes it pretty important that you do drive
Yeah.
places, Joseph, because
You can
if-
imagine how expensive my life is between music gear and
Oh,
racing gear.
Yeah.
I don't even want to ask Joseph how much.
No,
Look,
you
don't worry,
spend.
Joseph. One day we will pay you for the Labcoat Fiasco stuff. Eventually, one day, when we make any money with this, then you can have some.
What we've done is we haven't hired a guitarist. We've hired a driver.
He just happens to come with a guitar. But he keeps showing up to rehearsal with his guitar. And we're like, I mean, I guess he can play. Sure.
They slipped the Soundy a $50 note to mute me.
$50 note. I'll just give Kelly a cigarette.
That sounds like you're an Uber
Yeah, actually,
driver.
it's crazy because when we play shows, Kelly actually wants to mute you. And it's like, this guy again. Fuck. You know, you got to stop letting your driver get on stage with you guys.
There's not enough room on the Gutters Arm stage for 5 people. Please stop. Sorry, can't help it.
So you're an Uber driver, a bass guitarist. Is there anything else you do for the band, Joseph? Those two are
I'm the
pretty
guitarist,
big.
not the bass guitarist.
Oh, sorry, guitarist. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's also a verbal punching bag at the moment, so you know that's another one.
Yeah, that takes the stress off me.
No, you're just a regular punching
I'm
bag.
the runt of the litter. I'm the little baby.
Yeah, you're the baby.
What else do I do for the band?
Fucking who knows?
Not much. I set this podcast up.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, that's
True.
And sorry how I worded that terribly, actually. How I put do you do anything else for the band? What I meant was, you're already doing so much, Joseph.
No,
Rhetorical, man.
I've been offering to take over the social media, but we'll see.
I keep
It'll
forgetting to
happen
send
one
you the
day.
passwords.
Just same here. No one.
Yeah, I'll just announce the passwords online,
Yeah.
and you can bleep those later so that Joseph can have access to the social media. The
Oh,
password is 7.
oh shit, that just brought back nostalgic thing of Seinfeld. I'm a massive Seinfeld buff. When George wanted to, the people he was talking to, Susan's cousin or whatever it was, were trying to think of a baby name, and George was trying to get him to name it 7.
Ah, look, it's a good name. Powerful, strong number.
Very strong number. 6 is terrified of it.
Mhm.
You know,
Actual cannibal.
actual cannibal.
The other thing I do is.
By the way, the funeral for 9 is on Thursday.
I wrote our most recent demo, which I'm proud
Yeah,
of.
you did do
I've
that.
never
Yep.
written anything good in my life, and then I showed up with this demo, and Jesse's like, "Whoa!"
Well,
So,
the thing is, right, like, when someone new comes into the fold, especially when you're a control freak like me, you're not naturally sort of open to suggestions at first, which is it's a terrible fucking quality of mine, and one I do vehemently wish to I guess I'll be better moving forward.
We're trying to be that.
Because obviously, you know, like I spent a very long time
Working
writing all of these songs on my lonesome, and when someone else comes into the fold and they come to you with a demo, it's your first reaction to kind of think, here we go. But Joseph put together this whole fucking song, right, just to start to finish, and based on his limited amount of time with spent listening to the kind of shit that I've been turning out for the last 8 years, it was uncannily it worked in a coherent sense. You know, it was very it's like I could have written it, you know, and I thought that's a really good starting point. I feel like that Joseph's come in for a few months, he's listened to some of our songs, he's played some of our songs, and already he's got a pretty good scope of what we're all about. And and I was elated to listen to it, and been even happier to work on it.
No, and it's good because given that, as you said, Jesse, I mean, Joseph has only been, part of it or known you for since January this year, and already having that sort of input is good to see.
It's been great. Like I'm very like I'm glad it was Joseph. I'm glad it was Joseph I ran into at that bar. Um, because like as well as being like a genuinely like great guitarist and songwriter, like it's nice having someone like who is both keen and enthusiastic and also like kind of like just gets it, who just gets it,
Yeah.
which is hard to come by.
His camera's fallen over, but he doesn't quite get how cameras work, but we'll get him there.
Have you finished your pizza yet?
No, we got so my partner and one of my best mates were here when we started, and we got 4 pizzas between us, and they had like 2 pieces and then left. So I'm left with like so
An
much
assortment of
pizza.
pizza.
That's
Now
like,
I'm gonna turn my camera around.
is that 30 pieces? I think.
Something like that.
Yeah,
30
that's-
slices of
Where's-
pizza. That's
Yeah, it's make a
Can
little
I-
charcuterie board.
oh yeah.
Yeah, just turn the phone around.
There we go.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
Yeah, okay.
All of these.
That reminds me, I haven't eaten anything today.
It's like reach through WebEx to grab a
Yeah.
piece of pizza.
Accidentally punch a hole in Jesse's computer screen.
It's a good thing I've got 5 spare monitors. Way too much.
What's behind
Yeah,
me? No, there's no food behind me. Just white wall and some posters and paintings and photos, really. No pizza.
There's a dead body behind me.
Okay.
There's Frank hanging out back there. And these lovely drapes that he has.
Frank's kind of our unofficial mascot, short for Frankenbones. And he's come to quite a few Labcoat shows now. And you can't really make it out on the screen, but he is wearing a lab coat.
I can sort of see it on camera. Sort of. Very vaguely. Not really well,
Yeah.
but I can see
feels-
him wearing something.
He fills in for me on bass when I go out for a cigarette.
Yeah. And the audience can't tell the difference. It's crazy. So,
What's a base?
Oh, the old smoking area. Catch up with or meeting someone. I think we've all had a moment where we've met someone we haven't met before in the smoking area, and
It's where all the
Well,
best conversation happens at
That's
the pub.
where I met Jesse. So
yeah. I mean, it's like smoking areas, right? No matter what bar you walk into, anywhere in the world, the smokers area is going to guarantee you like a nexus point where like-minded weirdos will just end up and kind of gravitate towards. So like you can walk into any bar in the world, sit down, light a cigarette, and you'll make friends with someone, and you'll have the craziest conversation you're ever going to have with that person, and you will never see them again. That
I
is the
don't even
magic of a
smoke,
smoking
and I
area.
can relate to that.
everyone thinks I smoke because I'm out there in the smokers area at most gigs. I'm like, no, I don't smoke. It's just
It's the place to be.
Yeah,
It's just the place to be.
because 9 times out of 10 between sets, there's going to be at least 1 or 2 members of one of the bands playing out there having a smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a smoker, especially if you've just played a show, you're up on stage under lights and running
Oh,
around, you're all sweaty. So you want to go outside. Even if there's smoke out there, there's still a breeze, so you can still sort of cool down a little bit. So you like get off stage. The first thing you want to do is go and get some fresh air. Smokers pit's usually the place to do it because they're usually outdoors. So 9 times out of 10, you walk out there between sets and go, there's a guy that just played. I'll give him a minute because he's catching his breath. And there's someone else who I'm pretty sure that guy's in the next band. So I'll go talk to him before he gets on stage and gets out of breath. And
I just kind of like the smokers areas are an unknown quantity. You never know what's going to happen when you walk out there. Yeah,
No.
keeps things interesting.
Or sit across the table from someone you don't realise who it is until someone points it out, like
Yeah.
Monica from The Last Martyr at the Toad a couple of years ago.
yeah.
That was a
And
bit
Yeah, well-
embarrassing on Sam's end, but
The show that I met Jesse was Tiny Moving Parts.
Cool
And
band.
before the show, I was sitting in Smokers talking to someone, and didn't even realise that the bassist was sitting like, a couple of people away from me.
oh,
And it's crazy because they're one of my favorite bands.
I remember you actually like was it after our last Hobart show when we were coming up, you were talking about how weird it is when you like you kind of like you have an interaction with someone that you sort of like right? Like
Yeah.
you've been listening to their band for a long time
Yeah.
and I it's that weird kind of like disparity of like you know who they are and you've got a connection to them because you hear what they're writing about and it does something for you. It moves you or affects you in some way. And because that's like such an overwhelming and such an emotional thing as well, like when you do end up meeting this person, it's very hard not to fucking overwhelm them in a weird way as well because like you know them, right? Or in some sense, like you know what you're smelling what they're stepping in, you know, like you know a part of them, right? And I feel like as well, like when you meet this person, like you have all these expectations of what they're supposed to be, and they don't know who you are, and it's a really strange I've always found like the idea of celebrity and the idea of fame really interesting in a really odd way because to know someone kind of like intimately through their work, I mean, like any artist worth their salt is going to be writing about something important or something special or something that is intrinsically them or from their unique perspective. So you end up learning a lot about a person through listening to the art that they put out, right? And that like you can know this world that exists in this person and they have no idea about you. They have no idea that you exist. You know, and it's crazy, you know, and because of that, when you meet these people, there's so much shit you want to say to them, right? Like, I'm such a big fan. You've inspired me. You know, you've helped me through dark times, whatever it is. Like this song saved my life, whatever. They must hear that every day.
It's like,
you
yeah,
know,
thanks, stranger at bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they must hear that every day. So yeah, I don't know why I started talking about that. I guess.
You've forgotten the thread.
The crux of the matter
Yeah.
is that
Meet your heroes.
meet your heroes. Don't meet your heroes. Do it you please.
If you're looking for your heroes, go to the smokers area of the local bands shows because they're probably hanging out there.
That's it.
Yeah, so you're
Heroes
90% of the time, I reckon your local heroes will be either at the bar or in the smokers area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where to find them.
Yeah.
If you want to catch a hero, go have a smoke.
Yeah.
But don't stalk them.
Don't talk. Go say hello. Also, moral of the story, I suppose, most of them, especially in the local scene, most of them are pretty friendly. You can just walk up to someone and be like, hey, mate, I like your music. You don't have to be like, doesn't matter if they're some shitty band like the Labcoat Fiasco or some big band that actually does something with themselves. If they're hanging out in the smokers pit, as long as they're not in the middle of eating something or actively halfway through a conversation, if they're just out there like casually chatting, you can literally just walk up to any local musician and be like, hey, I like your stuff. And they'll probably sit and indulge you for about 5 minutes before they're like, oh, I've got to run to go and do my thing.
It's crazy that people are just people, isn't it?
I mean,
just people.
I'm not. I'm rude to everyone that approaches me. But
I love that Ben was saying that. Ben saying that, and the first time I ever met him, he looked so disgusted with me.
I'm the least approachable person in Launceston. Let's face it. So,
just looks-wise.
Yeah, it is interesting what you said though about that. As long as they're not in conversation with someone or eating or that thing, that most musicians are approachable. And I sort of had that feeling the first time I approached any band. I'm like, do I approach them? Do I wait to see if someone else approaches them and then go up to them?
Yeah.
And there's been a couple of times I'm like, all right, if someone else is going up to them and they're fine to have a chat with them, I'll do it. But if they just want to be left alone, I'm just like, nah, I'll just let them be.
And quite often, like, if you can read a room, you know, like you're pretty much on easy street.
You can usually tell when someone's like either in the middle of something or it's just like taking a break, and you'd be like, I'll give them a minute. But if they're just sort of like floating around the smoker's pit or hanging out, leaning against the bar, and they're not really talking to anyone, they're just another person at the bar. So it's no different than going and talking to someone at the next table or anything like that.
It's just a guy using manners. Like
you can usually tell when someone's too busy to talk to, and then you're just like, yeah, I'll get to them later. That's not my beer. That's a microphone.
Yeah, don't try drinking the microphone, Dan. I don't think that would look really professional over WebEx.
Get some great clarity out of it, I'm sure.
How did you come up with the band name, Labcoat? Again, it's to
That's a
Jesse's.
story.
I do
Yeah.
actually have a story
Yeah.
about this.
Quite the fiasco.
So
Does involve a lab coat.
it does, yes, remarkably. So this came about years and years ago, and I've been using the band name for a little while. So this goes back to I want to say 2016, maybe early 2017. I was at a friend's place, and like it was kind of like the hub. We'd all hang out at this place like during our time off, like when we had a space. It was the house to be, like we were all hanging out there all the time. And it was my friend Savannah who this one day when we were hanging out just decided, well, didn't decide at all. Had found out that they were late for a science practical exam, and this was for like marine biology. So like she needed her lab coat to get into this place. Like it was just if you don't have your lab coat, you can't do the exam, you won't pass the class. So it was very stressful, and she doesn't let us know that like she's that late or needs the lab coat at least until she's at the bus stop waiting to get picked up. And we've all stayed behind at her place, and we're like going through everything. We have upturned the couch. We're going through anything with hinges that can open, rummaging through anything you can imagine. We've just turned this house upside down. Finally, we find this lab coat, and one of us manages to run it to her just in time for her to get on the bus. So she passed the exam, and happy days. It wasn't until a few days later where I'd mentioned, because I've always had a bit of a penchant for coming up with band names based on like stupid shit I would overhear all the time.
He has a list.
I've got a list. It's a very long list. Very, very long. A couple of days later, I mentioned to my friend Robbie, I say, well, how about that Labcoat Fiasco the other day? And they said, oh, you've just done it. I said, I've done what? You've done another Jesse. You've come up with a band name. And I thought, the Labcoat Fiasco, really? So fast forward maybe even a couple of years, and I'm stuck on this band name, and I'm not even sure if I like it. The Labcoat Fiasco. I'm trying to remind myself that no band names are actually that good and that they all kind of suck. And I've got two other ideas, and I'm about to play this show. It was one of Labcoat's first shows as a three-piece. I think it was probably even one of our first shows as a three-piece after Charles joined the band on bass. And this was that place I was talking earlier about, the smoking area that's also where the stage is, and the Greenwood Bar in Launceston. And we get up there and people start to pile in, but they all look kind of like really somber. There's a forlorn kind of atmosphere going on, and I'm a little confused for a second. And where I had three band names that I was working on. One of them was The Wake, another one was The Funeral Band, and the third one was The Labcoat Fiasco. Well, I found out that the reason everyone looked so upset when they showed up is because they were gathering for a wake. We'd been booked to play a wake.
Oh no!
Naturally, I thought, fuck, can't use that one.
Probably shouldn't be in a funeral band either.
Even that one's a bit on the nose.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Labcoat Fiasco. And by that time, people had already started kind of, people knew us as the Labcoat Fiasco. And even though I didn't really like the band name that much, we sort of got stuck with it. And the rest is history. So
up until now, where we're thinking of changing the band name to the Labcoat. The Labcoat. Nothing ever goes wrong and everything goes to plan, because we're hoping it means that our gigs won't be quite the fucking fiasco anymore.
in parentheses, fiasco.
We
It's a
have
bit
a
long to
running
put on the back of a
joke where
t-shirt though, so
Yeah, a little bit long. We're gonna have to talk to merchandising about that.
put them on lab coats.
every gig there's like one thing that goes wrong. It's almost like a curse.
No. Okay,
So,
so
like-
the curse, the curse is real, and it's me.
There's a reason we don't play melatonin anymore.
Yeah,
I say
we-
I never play
We
melatonin.
can't play that song because every time we played it, everything went
Right.
wrong. We only had one hospitalization because of that song. Blow up a power board.
Broken kick drum.
Broke two different kick drum skins that didn't belong to us.
Good song. Shame we can't play it.
Great song. Yeah, shame it's cursed. But I feel like its energy is kind of like it's pulled over into our waking lives, and I feel like it's just the residual curse kind of has just lingered with us for a while, because to this day no show goes perfectly right. Even just we played this show over the weekend at this beer festival in St. Helens, and the first thing that happens when we get on stage is Joseph tries to plug in his pedal board and
immediately shorts out the power for the entire stage.
Oh,
whole
no.
stage.
No, it was the entire festival, wasn't it?
I did not know that.
It was the
The
entire
comedy
festival.
stage and everything went out.
Yeah, so there was like we were playing on this this main stage that was sort of like an old army truck that had been like had like this shipping container
Very
that gets
cool.
hollowed out, and the stage kind of comes out like that, and it's really cool. But that required a lot of power, and there was another stage with more power. There were lights everywhere until there weren't.
And it was all run off one generator.
All run off one generator.
It just goes to show that it's the band name that's cursed and not an individual member, because Joseph's only been in the band for like 9 months and it's already translated across to him. If it was anyone else in the band, we'd be like, see, it's Jesse that's cursed. He touched the microphone and everything blew up.
The curse,
Joseph's turn.
The curse must be attached to the name, because everyone who's walked into this band has, come into some sort of misfortune at some point.
Yes, usually 4 minutes before a gig is about to play, and we're frantically running around going, "Where's this?"
I still think we need to introduce ourselves at every gig as like the insert something that's gone wrong that day fiasco.
Yeah,
It's a great idea, but no one
The
would ever know who the
power-
fuck we're
The
supposed to be.
generator fiasco.
generator
It's like-
fiasco.
It's like, have you heard of the generator fiasco? No, but I heard all the beer's gone fiasco the other day.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, I don't know about all the beers gone fiasco, but I do remember seeing a guy fell over the amp and gave himself a concussion fiasco.
yeah. See, like as entertaining as it is, it can get it's
should
very
be-
easy to get lost in
We
translation.
should just be the fiasco. at
Just
this
the
point.
fiasco, honestly. I could live with that, to be honest. But I feel like you say the Labcoat Fiasco, and everyone asks about the Labcoat. I feel like, like having that kind of that point of interest there, like why Labcoat?
Yeah.
It's such a kind of
Odd thing.
it's an odd thing, right? It's
Yeah.
it's so out of nowhere. Labcoat?
Yeah. Also, if we change the band name now, we get everyone we know asking us, "Why did you change the band name?" And I'll get sick of telling that story.
Yeah.
It's a long-winded and annoying story to tell, so we'll just stick with the same name.
We
Yeah.
also call Tidewalker the laptop
The
fiasco.
laptop fiasco.
Because they've got
No
got,
Kelly
like, half
slander
the-
in this chat.
No, slander Kelly. Let's not.
They've got half of our members, but they don't have a bassist. Their bassist is a laptop. So we call them the laptop fiasco.
Yes.
We and several other people in the Tassie Heavy chat, and Kelly loves that joke.
We got this.
Kelly loves when you talk about them not having a bass. That's just a tip for when you get them on.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Kelly's gonna watch this and go, why did you let Labcoat Fiasco give away all our secrets?
Yeah. I'd like to introduce Tidewalker. Hey, guys, first question, where's your bass player? We're actually shooting them interview on our bass player at the moment. Point it out.
We're coming to you live from our bass player right now.
Coming to you live from our bass player's one eyeball.
Oh, God.
Kelly's gonna show up here and burn his house down while we're in it.
Say what you will, but laptops can't play the wrong notes.
I
He's
certainly
100%
can.
going to watch this.
I can play the wrong notes.
I think who did it in Melbourne a couple of years ago? They were doing a show. Oh, Jurassic Park. Chris couldn't play the show because he was sick or something, and they had the laptop actually replace him on stage.
We played with them a fortnight ago.
Yeah. And ironically, we had a bass player fiasco because I was stuck at work because it was grand final day. So we
Oh no!
we called in a favor from Onyx, the bass player for a Hobart band called Gene Slave, and
huge props.
filled in with like 5 days notice. And from what I've seen of the footage and what I've been told, absolutely nailed it.
Yeah,
So props to Onyx.
Saved our lives.
Yes.
That time around.
No more gigs on
Especially
grand
if
final.
it sounded.
Yes, well, grand final. Well, the grand final leave public holidays a joke in my opinion as well. But
Yeah. No, it's just the joy of working in bottle shops. Is they're like, hey, you know how you asked for that day off? No.
I do feel
No.
bad for Jurassic Park for that show too, though. Like they came all the way down
And
and
had to
had
put up
like
with you.
a few tech issues and stuff. They obviously had to put up with us, But they had a few tech issues and stuff and had to cut their set short.
Oh,
Yeah,
Welcome to Hobart.
all the way down from Melbourne. Like,
yeah.
No.
I think what was it? They were like nearly an hour late to play.
Jesus.
just tech issues. Like, nothing that was their fault, I don't think.
It was probably our fault.
Great guys.
Yeah.
No, they are great people. Drastic Park.
Yeah.
Great music. I quite like their sounds. I was a bit
Yeah.
bummed to have missed that show. I'm doubly bummed to have missed that show to stand around in an empty bottle shop because everyone was at like home watching the football. So I just stood around reading for 4 hours, feeling sorry for myself.
Was that Sword Bros as well, or was that a different?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sword Bros and
Yes.
Scatterbrain were on that bill as well.
Yeah, I knew there was another band starting with S on that, and yeah, Scatterbrain. I was trying to scatter my brain. That was a really
Yeah.
bad pun.
It's like
Um,
the big three of like Tassie punk, pop punk. Like, that's a pretty stacked lineup for
Yeah.
a Tassie show.
And a pretty like we've played that lineup plus one bands multiple times, even just this year.
Yeah.
It's been
Well,
there's been several.
We did it with My Deceased Estate for their, I think it was just a song.
Their
Well,
first shows, I think they were like their first official. Yeah, they did one show before that
Yeah.
two show that we did, but it was their first like headline show, the first thing they had organised as a band.
And that was my first show with the band too.
Yes, you played
3 songs.
3 songs on the first one, and yeah,
No,
you played 3 songs.
No,
for
that
our
was my first-
February show.
that was my
Yeah.
first full show.
Yeah, that was the first one you played a full set. You played 3 songs for the show that we played with Tidewalker and Dark World in
Which was
February.
our release.
Yes,
Because yeah, See You in Hell and the other song that I've gone.
Ghosts and Bones.
The other-
That Ghosts
The
and
other, that other
Bones.
fucking song.
It's always
Sorry, I was trying. I had-
It's so
It is called
funny.
another song about Ghosts and
It
Bones.
is, yeah.
Shit, Sam, that's
It's-
bad form. You just fucking listened to it an hour and a half ago.
One of my favorite songs that we have, and like, it's the least listened to, and it's the most forgotten. And
And we've never played it live because it just hasn't come up yet.
Yes.
I'm not even sure Jesse remembers the lyrics.
I remember the lyrics. I just don't remember what I played on guitar.
Eh. Well, we'll just have to force it into the next set.
Well, that actually leads into the next question somewhat because See You in Hell / and another song about Ghosts and Bones. What has the response been like for those 2 singles?
See You in Hell was pretty I wouldn't say overwhelming, but I was pleasantly surprised at how it took. I think that like we were just in that little sweet spot in our release schedule where we were kind of like we're coming down because like I'm getting used to this whole being on streaming platforms thing,
Actually
how it
releasing
works.
things as opposed
Yeah.
to just holding them back and playing demos at your house
Oh,
parties when you're
yeah,
drunk.
yeah. So I've got a back catalogue of like
many.
about 100 Labcoat Fiasco demos
Yeah.
that I've been working on the last couple of years. So they've all just been sitting in purgatory, and it wasn't until maybe last November that we released Doom and Gloom, which we had recorded
2 years prior.
So I've been terrible at getting onto this in the first place. And now that we're on there, I don't really understand how it works. I just know that Spotify is an evil corporation and they're robbing musicians, despite the fact that we've got all the money in the world and have decided to spend more money on military drones or fucking whatever.
Yeah.
So Spotify,
Careful now, you're going on a tangent.
sorry,
anyway,
Spotify to be confusing and in many ways.
It's a service. It does have its purpose. It is a pain in the ass that you have to, but hey, it gets your music out there, it gets people listening to you, and it gets people talking about you. So
And it
why the
also
fuck-
tells you how many times people have listened to you, which now that I know, I can safely say that See You in Hell has been received quite well. For a song I cobbled together late night at this very
Computer.
here.
Yeah, he sent me the first demo of See You in Hell at about 4 o'clock in the morning. I saw it the next morning, woke up very bleary eyed, listened to it and went, sounds great, we'll work on that tonight or whatever. And then I got to his house that night and went, so, See You in Hell, let's give it a go. And he went, I don't know how to play it.
Yeah.
I guess he just had a couple of beers and he'd gone to sleep. He woke up the next day and went, I don't remember what I played. I know what it sounds like.
In my defense, if I had a couple more beers before we went to play it, I'd remember how to play it.
It's true. But no, it was a bit of a gamble when we put it out as well, because it was a song that it was the newest song in the whole demo fucking abyss. Never played it live. We showed it to probably like maybe 15 people, maybe 20 people.
Yeah, we
Like-
like to pull the audience first.
Yeah.
you know?
But like compared to when we did Doom and Gloom, those 3 songs have been in the set since before I was playing with you guys. So the people who had seen us live knew Gallows Song, knew Death Disco, and knew One More Night. See You in Hell and Ghost and Bones were 2 songs that no one had really heard outside of swinging here and have a couple of beers, and Jesse would go, "Oh, do you want to check out the new demo I'm working on?" So we thought, hey, look, it sounds good. It's mixed and mastered and it's there. We've got a show coming up. Why not make it a release show? And we'll just put them out and see if people actually go out of their way to listen to a song that they've never heard before, as opposed to something that's in our set. And people seem to buy it.
Yeah.
When,
First time doing a completely new song from scratch, I suppose, and it was my first time as well, creating a complete piece from start to finish. Recording it,
mixing,
all of
mastering,
that,
editing.
mastering, all the processing, and all of that jazz that goes with it. And while I'll admit that I've got a rudimentary knowledge of how to do this, I am not a producer, not by far. So I'm stoked that it ended up sounding as well as it did for a late night demo. And relatively pleased with it. I still listen to it now and I think, fuck, I could have done that better. I could have added this, I could have added that. But at the end of the day,
that's the reason. That's the reason it took 2
with any
years.
song, though, wouldn't you? Like,
That's the reason it took 2 years to get Doom and Gloom out, because he kept going back, and that was mastered by someone else. So he kept sending Cam Johnson,
Cam
producer
Johnson.
down
Shout
here
out
in
to Cam,
Launceston.
great
Great producer. He just kept sending him back different revisions. I think, and I wasn't in the band when it was recorded. By the time I'd joined the band, been in the band for a little bit, I think I'd heard about 12 different revisions of just Gallows Song, and I was just sitting there going, just put it out. It sounds great. And he'd go, no, I don't know about this. He'd send Cam another. Poor Cam's sitting there fixing everything, and eventually we were just like, no, this is going out whether you like it or not.
Yeah, no, it was Ben who decided to post the record for the first time, because I wasn't sure that it was ready, right? Like every time I listened to it, I had I guess when you write the song, you kind of know how you want it to sound in your own head, and while it was close and it was really good, and I think the hardest part for me was to kind of jettison the kind of this exact shape of how the song looked in my head, and just accept that Cam did some really good work on that track, and the other 2 tracks on that EP as well. And I think that also a big part of it was just, I suppose, when you do something as a craft, I feel like as an artist, or as as a musician, right? I feel like you become very critical of yourself. I think they always say that you're your own worst critic and all of that, but I feel like there is a level of you become tentative about the decisions that you make, and about who's going to listen to this. Is this going to be up anyone's fucking alley, or is it just music that I like because it's what I want to hear? And when you're about to throw something that you've worked very hard on, this labor of love, this and all these songs are written about things that have affected me in my life, and it's hard to kind of put that part of you out there and have confidence in it. I feel when you've not really made that step before. So it's been a very, very big learning experience for me, at the very least, just to put that part of you out there into the world, and just see what the world has to say.
On the plus side, now that we've got 2 out of the way, it involves a lot less of me pulling your teeth out to get releases now. So I'm hoping by the time we have another release handy, you'll just do it on your own accord, and I won't have to show up and bully you into it.
No, I'm definitely not as.
He's wearing the hoodie for a reason. He's covered in bruises from me just going.
Yeah. He's been beating me again.
You're welcome. It's the only way to get anything done is to just either, sometimes it's a light bit of verbal abuse. Sometimes I just show up here with a 2x4 and just go to town.
He had me on the stretching racks the other day. I'm about 2 feet tall, but fuck, my back hurts.
The only band where the bassist beats us, not we beat him.
You're welcome to try beat me, but my guitar is bigger than yours. I will swing back.
I don't think I could have a weapon that would reach as far as Launceston from where I am at the moment.
I don't know, calling a drone strike, man.
I stand out in the streets of Launceston. It won't be hard to find me.
I seem to stand out more in Melbourne than I do in Warragul, which is really weird because, you know, because Warragul, like, this is where I've lived for 35 years and I can walk down the street, so, like, walk past people and they won't know who I am. Walk down the street in Melbourne sometimes or into a venue, it's just like, whoop, there's Sam. It's like, but I don't live in Melbourne. How?
I think it's crazy that Melbourne just kind of like Melbourne's nothing short of a fucking anomaly sometimes. Like you go to Melbourne and the rules are different there, right? You know, like the rules are just different in Melbourne. So take us for example, right? We are a Tasmanian local band. We play pretty much most of our shows localized entirely to Launceston, if I'm honest, like this town, or at least you know, like the north of the state, right? But you like most of our like, because you check the analytics and everything online of like who's listening to you. Most people who listen to us are from Melbourne, just from Melbourne. You know?
Okay.
Melbourne, you know, Melbourne and Germany for some reason. They like so. I think for a long time we were most listened to in Germany.
Hey, look, if there's a European market, maybe we all fly to Europe.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone's just sick of Ramstein and Electric Callboy and just said, all right, we're going to find someone else to listen to.
Yeah.
And no
Yeah, we're sick of these two guys.
I love both those bands, but I don't think I could listen to them 7 days a week, 365
I don't
days a
think I can
year.
listen to us 7 days a week.
Well, now on to how I discovered Labcoat, because it's funny because I was actually doing a playlist. This is about 6 or 7 months ago to put songs onto the local bands and artists Spotify playlist, and I was typing in "Gallows Weight" by Sunk Lotto, and you wouldn't believe what was the third one down. Gallows song, Labcoat Fiasco.
Yeah.
I hate that one.
Shame, everyone else loves it, so you just got to put up with it.
So, yeah, so I added it. Then I went back and listened to it. I'm like, no, I'm going to listen to this, add it to most playlists. Actually, I think it's the most added song from Labcoat Fiasco to
It's certainly the most listened to. It's on, I wouldn't say leaps and bounds, but it's a fair whack above all of the other songs we've released, whether it's just
1,000 streams more, isn't it?
Yeah,
well, it's because it's the first song that shows up, and it's kind of the poppiest as well. You know, it's got that kind of
the
chorus.
most palatable.
Yeah, there's our other songs always have something a little bit odd in them. Probably the most straightforward, by the books, verse chorus, bridge, chorus.
I thought like if we were doing it that way, then I'd rectify that decision by making "Dead as Disco" the strangest song I could make.
Which is true, because that doesn't have any sort of structure to it. It just kind of goes. It works well. It's a great song, but there's no. The chorus is a riff, and the verse is the bridge, and there's a breakdown and a little solo, and then there's a this and that. It's a great song, but
it's like 5 different songs.
It's like the easiest song to play in terms of like the riff.
Speak for yourself.
But it's the hardest in terms of what comes next.
Yeah, where are we in this track?
Yeah.
I love that song, and yeah, ever since I heard that song, I'm just like, yep, Labcoat are going to become that band that, well, most bands on the list are on every week, outside of obviously countdowns, but that's only generally a week or so if the band's far into the countdown. So there will be a few bands in that countdown that will not be on the news feed in the first few days, but that doesn't mean anything because it means you're further in the countdown. So yeah, if you don't see Labcoat, if you don't see Tidewalker, it's not that I don't like your music, it's just You're not worthy of 2,500 to 2,000. You're worth more than that, obviously.
Yes, we'll show up eventually.
Yeah. Because if I put all the good songs at the start, then
no one listens to the countdown. You gotta keep people around.
Now that's funny because I did do a countdown a few years ago at the radio station I used to be at, and someone wanted me to put "You Can Count on Me" by Trophy Eyes in the first 10 songs of the countdown. I'm like,
no, you got to build up to that. You can't you can't just go straight to that.
And they said, "Oh, it's one of my requests." Like, I don't have an issue with that song, but 10 songs into the countdown is not where I would have put it.
Yeah,
Probably
not the space for it.
Did you have the mispleasure of seeing the old time, like the hottest 100, but it was all time Australian songs?
I did see that. There was some obvious ones missing. There
were some obvious ones missing, and some incredible songs that you'd think would be like higher on the list, like way higher on the list. Like of 100, I think who was it? Who did that song? Was it Bliss and Esso that got number one? Was it the other guys? The other was it? No, number two I was thinking of. Was it?
Oh,
it was one of those
Hoods.
Hilltop Hoods. The other one I say. Is it obvious that I don't listen to hip hop?
You're also looking at me like I know anything about the podcast.
You're sitting next to me. I gotta look at someone. But like, I remember like being a little confused, right? Because I had never really heard any of these songs before, right? But like, there was some incredible songs. Red Right Hand, Nick Cave, was like
97.
halfway down the list, I think. Like, come on, really?
Much better than where it came in.
Look at my eye. One of the best songs to come out of the country for sure. You know.
That sounds subjective.
Covered in Chrome, I was a bit disappointed as well. I would have thought that would have been top 20 at least.
Yeah. Like when I was thinking, like even like I say more recent, Covered in Chrome was like 2012 or something. But like I was thinking, like, you know, like it's cool to see all these like classic rock bands like still making the cut, but because like you grow up and those guys are always around. Like there's always going to be INXS, there's always going to be AC/DC, there's always going to be like fucking Australian Crawl and like there are bands you expect to kind of see on there, and there are bands that you don't expect to see on there. And one of those bands, I feel like, because Australian music hasn't really picked up in the zeitgeist for the last couple of like decades at least, and one of those bands that really did break the mold was Violent Soho. So I was expecting Covered in Chrome or even Viceroy or one of their like more popular tracks to be up there, you know.
I think Like Soda is their best song.
Yeah. Jesus Stole My Girlfriend.
Is that where she went? I thought she was here earlier.
What was the opening track to Hungry Ghost? And I know it wasn't Covered in Chrome. That's probably my favourite. Is it Dope Calypso, I think?
No idea.
I think Dope Calypso was further down on the track list on that one.
Oh, okay. Might have my wrong.
It's been a little while since I've given that record a run.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say probably Dope Calypso is probably my favourite Violent Soho. So I love Covered and Like Soda, don't get me wrong. It's just...
No, Dope Calypso was rad. Probably go so far as to say like... no, it is hard to make a choice.
The other band I was a little bit surprised didn't make the cut. I know they made 200 to 101. That band was Parkway Drive. Like,
yeah, that low. Jesus. That's a bit of a surprise.
I assumed that Carrion would be like up there, yeah.
Or even Vice Grip even. I mean...
Yeah, Vice Grip would probably be, if we're picking like popular, biggest ones, that's when they went full on, hey, we're going to do an arena album that everyone can sing along to.
I never got too much into Parkway.
That's because you're 12 years old and have shit taste in music.
Yeah, they're just some lady.
You don't even like Parkway.
I like that first couple of albums.
Who are Park? No, don't say that.
Parkway who now?
Isn't that a road?
Yeah.
They're just the biggest metal band in this country and one of the biggest metal bands in the world, and we're hearing about them now. No,
no, it's just a little underground band that I'd like to talk to you about called Parkway Drive. Do you have a moment?
You never would have heard of them.
Played Download, played Not Fest.
Have their own festival now. They're doing their own little festival.
I'm pretty sure they had to stop putting the street sign up because
People kept stealing it. They had to paint it on the road.
they had to paint it on the road. That's right.
Haven't you got your street sign sitting next to you, Jesse?
Don't show people the street sign. They'll know where you live.
True.
Street.
There we go. I live in Madison.
Yeah. Come find Jesse and tell him his music sucks.
I'm just going to go down to the bottom of the hill and just steal my street sign, but it might be a while. I might not be back for about 10 minutes.
I didn't full disclosure. Like I didn't steal this one. Like a car ran it over.
Yeah, I think it's unofficially a rule that if you are going home and you see your street sign on the ground, just take the sign.
You have to take it. It's the rules, right?
Yeah. No, don't climb the sign and take
It's a hazard if it's just sitting there.
Like, don't go out of your way.
Step one, take the post off the road because that's a hazard.
Yes.
As a reward, you get the street sign and you can put it up in your house.
And I said to myself, like if this thing's still here on the way back, I'm gonna gently put my hand over it as I'm walking. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna slow down. I'm just gonna keep walking. And it just came out. Into my hand, and I thought, well, it's mine now.
Finders keepers.
Yeah. It's also really cool because it's got this this ancient Labcoat Fiasco sticker on it from
That is old. That's pre
from way back
maybe
in
in the
the
band.
day.
I have a badge on one of my jackets with that same design on it, which was before I was even in the band.
Yeah, a very old one. It's a picture of a chapel that one of my friends got married in too long ago. Way too long ago.
At least 3 years ago, if not longer.
I think it was around the same time we started playing shows. So.
Oh Jesus! So yeah, about 8 years ago now. Ugh, now I feel old. Thanks for that.
No worries.
You are.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's the Labcoat Fiasco interview plus show and tell.
Yeah.
Show
Yeah.
and tell, yeah.
Yeah, you go to show you what we got on the back over here. It's nothing. Here you go.
I can't reach anything from where I'm
Yeah.
sitting.
I can show you the things in immediate reach are like my jacket and Jesse's pedal board, and they're not really interesting. So
No, I've got a lamp.
We've got a lot of things around here, like we've got what's that?
that's a
We've got this guy.
plastic skull.
We've got,
It's Jesse's Zippo. About 14 pairs of sunglasses.
14 pairs of sunglasses. I've just got heaps of these things.
None of them actually belong to Jesse. He steals them.
Yeah, none of them are mine.
Well, we've seen Jesse's room and we've seen Joseph's room as well.
Yeah.
With
Getting the
30
running tour.
pieces of pizza or whatever.
I'm not even at my house. I'm house sitting for my own.
Oh,
Oh dear.
okay. I didn't even realise that. Jeez.
Actually, close it. Just click the X there.
No, click that X. There we go. X close.
There you go.
Describe Labcoat Fiasco in 3 words.
Goddamn nightmare.
I'm gonna say the Labcoat Fiasco.
Joseph, you're up. Labcoat Fiasco in 3 words.
You got to have Fiasco in there somewhere.
Nah. And it'd be like, I don't know, like
Are we describing like the music or?
light-hearted melancholy.
It's sort of, describing the music or what sort of,
I'll
Actually-
go with light-hearted melancholy.
I'll go with.
Gothic disco punk.
I like that. I'm gonna go with Jesse's existential crisis.
It's true. That was actually one of your band names for a while, wasn't
It
it?
was an idea I had. Yeah, it was right up there with Melancholics Anonymous.
Yeah.
Um,
Jesse's existential crisis. It's true.
I actually like those 3 answers because they're 3 completely different answers, and funnily enough, none of them had Fiasco in. the
Yeah, we
title.
managed to skip Fiasco.
well, we've already got that one. It's already on the table. It's right there.
Because on your Spotify bio, I think it says, or Triple J Unearthed, I also checked, it said 5-piece heavy gloom punk band from Launceston.
I thought like Doom's a genre. We've already got Doom rock and Doom metal and everything. And I thought
Not really what we are.
we're not too doomy, but we're very gloomy, and very very dark and very dreary and very anguishable people. I think naturally. And so I thought, not punk in the
Traditional sense.
traditional, like fuck the man, fuck the system.
Yeah, but if you were to boil it down to its basest sound, if you were trying to explain our sound to people who weren't really music fans. Punk covers the basis. They have a rough idea of what punk sounds like. It works, but then you've got to add all these little asterisks for people who are like, yeah, but what kind of punk are you?
And I think as a general rule, like at the end of the day, genre is just something that people made up to sell records. It's something people are always going to ask you, you know, like what genre are you? What do you sound like? And I feel like that's kind of fucking reductive as shit. So
we sound like 5 idiots who pretend to play music.
Yeah,
We're
when
punk
people
in the
ask
sense
the
that
genre question, it's like I don't care.
we're punk in a sense that if like some boomer saw us walking down the street, they'd be like, "Oh, look at those punks!" Like,
Yeah.
No, being like that boomers invented punk.
true.
I feel like they'd probably be like more of an authority on the matter than us.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like it's punk just sort of summarizes it for people who aren't music fans. If you say punk, everyone's got a rough idea of what it sounds like, and it's easier than trying to explain fucking emo or gloom punk or this or that. It's easier than going into semantics of genre, like subgenres. It's just to go, we're a punk band.
And like, you know, alternative is vague.
Alternative's very vague.
It's always
very vague.
I tend to tell
Indie isn't
people
even
we're
indie.
alternative punk.
Yeah,
Like we're
I've always said
punk,
emo
but
punk. Like
not
if
quite.
someone who, if I'm like talking to someone at a bar and we haven't played, and they're like, "What kind of music does your band play?" I always say emo punk. I think that summarizes it reasonably well. And then they look at me and go, "You playing a punk band? Are you sure?" Yes, I do.
I feel like emo, I think, as well as in terms like fairly reductive.
Yeah.
It also kind of like it paints a bit of a picture. Like there is a whingy kind of melancholic undertones to what we do. But when I think
like
emo, I think guys with fringes and acoustic guitars. You know, like I think yeah, I just don't feel like that quite really describes what we do. It's I think, you know, like as I say, like genre alone, it's one of
Tricky.
those very confusing subject matters for me.
Emo's like nu metal, where like you list off 4 emo bands and they don't sound anything alike, and you're like, well, how the fuck are they the same genre then? It's like nu metal. It's like, all right, so you're telling me that Korn, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, and Deftones are the same band, are the same genre? I don't think so. It's like, oh yeah, My Chemical Romance, Alexis on Fire, and who threw that? Yeah, E-bands. Yeah, they all sound the same.
I feel like
Who
as
threw
well,
that?
like,
That's
you
a
know, like-
wild bull.
I'm just doing it to impress you, Joseph. Build you up so I can tear you down later when the cameras are off.
The bloopers part of the
Yeah, exactly.
interview. It's like, here's the interview, now here's what you didn't see behind the
As
scenes.
the interview started, I thought it would be real.
Yeah, this is just us catching up before the interview, wasn't it? Oh, I got to start being nicer to people.
Yeah, fuck, I mean, I don't believe that timer above me is a fucking liar. It hasn't been an hour and 15
It doesn't feel like it's
minutes.
been an hour 22.
Time flies when you're having fun.
What the fuck? Seriously, it feels
Also,
like
it's been an hour and 23, and I've only had 4 beers, so I'm doing really poorly. I got to step up my game.
And I've only had one.
Is there any way you can sort of stop the interview going quickly? I don't think there is, because I keep
Not with
saying
us, no.
it.
Maybe if you were interviewing a politician, it would run
Yeah,
short, but that's because they like to cut them short because they get pissy when you ask them serious questions.
Because-
Us, no, we'll just rant. We'll just go until you tell us to stop, and then we'll probably keep going for another 5 minutes.
I love how bands say sorry for ranting and rambling on. It's like, fucking don't apologise.
We're not sorry.
No.
I'm not sorry.
Oh, I'm not sorry. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, no. I don't think you're
I've never been
saying
sorry for
sorry
anything.
either, but there's some bands that messaged me after the interview and said, oh, sorry if I rambled on. Like, the last thing I want you to do is apologise for making it fucking entertaining. That's...
I'm going to message you after the interview and ask you to cut multiple occasions of me just saying the word fuck into the conversation, just at random intervals. So it'll just be halfway through a sentence, it'll just cut to me going fuck, and then it'll go back to what we're doing, so I can get more swears per minute.
Yeah.
We
We
need-
need this inaccessible.
I was going to do a
my
Limp
ears.
Bizkit quote and say we need 46 fucks in this fucked up rhyme.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway.
I've got a quota to meet. I'm tallying them off on the floor down here, just being like, all right, I'm running a little bit slow on the fucks per minute at the moment. I might need to step up my game.
Where's my swear jar? If I had $1
FTS.
for every band that swore on this podcast, I probably wouldn't need to work another day in my life.
Look, so long as I don't have to give you the $1, because I'm broke.
Okay, all right.
And
Well,
it's
I
tomorrow.
ask you to give me the $1.
I'll invoice it from the Labcoat Fiasco. We don't have that much money either.
No.
Oh shit! This is so high quality. This is fucking hilarious. Oh shit! All right, I've really only got two more questions because we've covered so much.
Is it that time already?
Now we've got to think of a question for you.
But I will give you another 5-10 minutes, so you don't have to think about it. Like,
Oh, two questions. That's going to be another hour and a half at this rate.
Oh, at this rate, yeah. Any band in the world that Labcoat Fiasco would love to support, who would it be?
I think there's one obvious answer.
Is there? Because I can't think of it.
I can't. No. Who does Joseph want
Is
to
it
support?
is it who the band should support or who the individual members would like to support? Because they're glaringly different answers.
True. Yeah. No, that's.
Yeah.
How about we do like a dream support each?
Yeah.
Right?
I like that idea, Jesse. Yeah.
You can go ahead and say to My Chemical Romance now.
No, I wouldn't. Way too big. Way too big of a band. Way too scary.
That's what I was going to
Like,
say.
if I'm
In
opening
terms
for
of
someone, it's going to be like at a bar, not at an arena. No way.
Fair play.
No, untouchable. I'm not going to touch those guys.
we've been talking about trying to hit up Clay J.
Oh yeah, Gladstone.
Nice.
They're like, I don't know. We've got the similar party vibes and like, I just feel like we'd really get along with them. Sarah,
I'm not sure if we've got party vibes or if we just can't stop drinking.
Could be
Sarah
both.
has the connections with them too, so like, I think it's a realistic one.
Well, if you're
It's just
listening
a
to
matter
this,
of
Clay
us
J.
traveling
Gladstone,
or
then
them
reach out.
traveling.
I don't know who that is.
Trying to make friends.
I'm not good at that.
Well, I actually think that's a really good choice, Joseph. And I'm a massive Clay J. Gladstone fan. Like,
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And I have a lot of time for all the members of the band. I haven't met the new drummer, obviously. Anthony, the original drummer, left last year. But yeah, everyone else I've spoken to in Clay J have been awesome. Tim loves a chat. If anyone wants a chat to a member, you might have a bit of a trouble getting away from Tim though if he's had a few. Sorry, Tim, if you
Can't relate to rambling and not being able to letting people get away.
No, we'll send Joseph in. He can talk for hours.
Mine's a tricky one because I was like the one for a while there where I was like, we have to get on a bill with them. We have to get on. They're not a thing anymore.
Pagan. Pagan?
No, I was going to say Last Word.
Damn, true.
Last Word. We tried to get something to work with for a while because I've been a big fan of Joel and his work since Save the Clock Tower. And we were like, we'd met him a couple of times. He'd been here. We'd been having beers. And we were like, we've got to get something to work. We're both in that same zeitgeist. But yeah, they just unfortunately they called it quits before we managed to get something to work with them. Pagan would be fun, but they're also not a band.
They've also broken up.
Yes.
I feel like if I were to go like a band that I can like see us opening for, I guess is like another thing because like you don't want to be like
you can pick
different wheelhouse.
Yeah, you can pick the big bands all day. Yeah, we're gonna open for Testament. We're gonna open for Metallica. Probably not, but if you know,
I'd go a little more niche. I feel like I've always wanted to. I feel like I'd like to. If I were to open for any band, I'd love to. Like I would adore with every fiber of my being to open for Modest Mouse. Being that they're just fucking the kings of indie rock and are just one of the genuinely like coolest and most interesting acts that I've ever had the pleasure of being a super fan of. But once again, very left field, I think, for a band like us to open for, despite the fact that they're probably like 40% of the inspiration for everything that I put together. I think like if not Modest Mouse, I'd probably go with I think it'd be fun to open for Alkaline Trio one day. Love those guys.
I'm also really digging LS Tunes at the moment.
Spectacular band.
I started
Spectacular choice.
listening because of Frank from my camp, but like I've been really digging it, and it's got me into like Circus Survive and Sayerson as well because of Anthony Green.
And
I think I could see us fitting on a bill with LS Tunes musically as well. Like.
But we also know that if I'm in the same room as Frank Iero,
you will die.
I'm gonna need to be sedated or something. I'm not sure. There's like was I saying in the car on the way back from Hobart when we're having that other conversation about famous people and running into famous people that you know, and I thought you think you wouldn't make it weird, right?
Oh yeah.
You think you'd just be a
try
normal
so
person
hard.
about it. You'd just be like, "Hey, dude, nice to meet you. Love your shit. Want to catch a beer?" No. I'd probably just turn inside out.
Yeah, there's a reason I've never bought VIP meet and greet tickets for any band that I like ever, because I know I would walk into the room, freeze up, fall over, and catch fire.
Or you'd just be completely underwhelmed.
Yeah.
They're just a guy.
Yeah.
As I said before, they're just a dude.
Yeah, they're just regular old people. They just happen to do something that you like. But
I reckon, yeah, I'll probably go Modest Mouse for my sports lot. One of my favorite bands.
Now, I hope I've got the right band because that's Float On.
Yeah, they
One of their
did Float
songs I
On.
thought it was, yeah.
Yeah.
The wheel float
Float
on.
on, okay.
That was played on Triple J so much when it came out. It was
Oh yeah, it killed the radio.
When Triple J was good.
well, that too, Joseph. Yeah.
Well, dude, yeah. I mean, this was 2004. You know, this
That was
it's a
2 years
magical-
after I was born.
magical other
Gross.
time. Wow, you are young.
grow up.
Christ.
That's Float On came out too many years after I was born. That's showing my age there. About 18 years, I think, after I was born.
Wow.
So, do the maths there. You know how old I am.
Yep. Just did.
But no, but yeah, very true about Triple J. Back when it was good, and
I think.
Triple-
Look, I've
yeah.
got something to say on this, and I think it's
God.
look.
Next 25 minutes of the podcast, guys. Take a nap.
I'm not sure if the radio sucks now or if I'm just getting older.
You're just getting.
I think that's what's happening. I don't think Triple J sucks anymore. I just think I am no longer the target demographic.
And that's why it sucks.
No, it sucks to me. Yeah, sure. But I am now old and out of touch, so my opinion doesn't matter.
To be fair, you've been old and out of touch for about as long as I've known you, and I'm older than you.
Yeah, and more out of touch.
Yeah, absolutely more out of touch. I'm so far out of touch. I'm probably a liability at some point.
I think we're starting to lose any chance we have of getting played on Triple J.
Oh yeah, shit, and I'm probably going to be caused for defamation here. Well, I haven't actually outed anyone on it. I've just said
Yeah.
the station.
Would you like to? I mean, now's your chance. You can bleep it later.
I've gone so far as to say it's my fault. You know?
I think everyone agrees that it's your fault.
Yeah.
This is also coming from the person that's ratted out the biggest music streaming platform, 37 of his 40 episodes, and hasn't been thrown off yet. So I think.
Oh well.
But no, yeah, leave that one. It's been done to death. And where do you see the band in 5 years' time? Is the actual last question.
I'll be drunk in a gutter somewhere.
And I'll be drunk in the gutter across the street because I missed the cab.
Okay.
That's a good question. I think we'll still be doing our worst, probably. I mean,
I think
we've got grand plans. This year was a good year for us, and I think it gave it a nice little kick in the ass to keep on keeping on. So
You're
yeah,
welcome.
I would say if we can keep the inertia that we've got,
not get too complacent.
not get too complacent, and if I get over being like the laziest sack of shit known to man, then yeah, like I can't see why we won't be doing a lot more. You know, we've got a lot of enthusiasm around us now, and
yeah,
I can see us going at least if not great places, then okay places.
I'd like to imagine by 5 years from now we're reasonably well established in Melbourne, if not Sydney as well, just as a weird little underground band that shows up every now and again, because we haven't played out
for the stars.
Yeah, well, we haven't played out of the state yet, but we have talked about trying to get into Melbourne in the next sort of 18 months or so, considering how well this sort of last 18 months has been. So I would imagine 5 years from now, unless we do some massive thing, I'd love to say we'd sell ourselves to the devil and become rock gods, but we don't have souls between the five of us.
I did that, but I got cheated and cursed.
Yeah, I sold myself for half a beer and a cigarette. So
and it wasn't even the good half a beer.
Yeah.
The second half of beer.
And it was a menthol cigarette.
No winning.
But yeah, I'd say not well known, but like established in the underground outside of our state. I'd like to do Adelaide, actually. Adelaide's got a great underground scene.
I just like to be getting to a point, I feel, where we're getting. I just like to reach a lot of people. I think I'd like to
And also drunk.
and drunk. I'd like to make beer money off this. I mean, like I guess like the kind of everyone sort of like every musician sort of wants to get to a point where they can make a living off it, I suppose. Because I mean, let's be honest, we hate working, you know, like musicians hate to work. So I feel like if we can get to a point where we can kind of sustain ourselves off it, that would be awesome. But I feel like more than that, 5 years time, I hope to reach a lot more people. I I'd like to. I mean, I guess like the idea, my prerogative at the very least, would be to travel, you know, and take this band as far as I can overseas, hopefully, to reach as many people as I can with the shit that I have to say, and hopefully make a difference.
And beer money.
And beer money.
And beer money. The important. Joseph, go. We keep talking about beer.
In 5 years, I'll be Jesse's current age.
Which is 25, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'd like to travel as well, really. Like, I think I see local band successes in venues, not like numbers or money. Like, the goal of a band in Tassie is to play places like Fourth Pub or like Odeon or something. But like, I don't know, some of the maybe bigger places, not bigger places, but I can't even think of any of the names now.
I feel like if you make one of those larger, albeit anonymous venues, apparently, if you make that the goal, then I feel like, you know, Odeon, like if you make a place like the Odeon the goal, it's like where do you go from there? If you make like one of like something a bit more high profile than the Odeon,
The Opera House.
the Opera House, for instance, if you make that the goal, you will inevitably play the Odeon. You know,
I
What's
wanna
that
play the
one in
Colosseum.
Melbourne that's like on the corner? Is it the corner?
Well, that's vegan unhelpful.
that's very
Down near Flinders Street Station.
Not Forum.
Yeah, the forum. Something like that.
No,
like
yeah.
that kind of room would be cool.
That'd be great.
Even if
That's-
it's just like opening to someone else's sellout crowd, like that's a pretty big thing.
yeah.
No, I love the Forum. And the good thing about Forum is if you don't drive, it's very easy to get to.
Stations right there.
Yeah, it's literally. I wouldn't even think that's 200 meters from Flinders Street to Forum. Like, it might just be that far, but.
You've just got to try not to get stabbed.
What? And
Again,
You did get the world's crappiest stab.
it
wound
wasn't
at
so
23
much
Station.
stabbing as it was
A mild scratch.
a mild scratch.
You whinged about it for 6 months.
She ran that knife straight across my knuckles. Just this random person out near Flinders Street Station.
You probably deserved it.
I did nothing to deserve it.
Liar.
You know, like I had a big night out on Chapel Street, as one tends to do when in Melbourne. You know, like when in Rome, do as the Romans do, which apparently is just get very fucking drunk. And so my blood
That
was
was the
already super
Greeks.
thin, and the Romans got drunk as well. How do you think it took that long to get Rome built? Anyway, so just walking out onto Flinders Street Station after one too many beers. This is like in the morning, by the way, like after I've kind of survived my hangover. And this little woman in a puffer jacket and like a mask. This is like COVID times, wearing a mask, and like walked past me and ran a pocket knife across my knuckles. Now, like because I was 80% booze, right? I just started bleeding everywhere before I knew what had happened, right? And then I see her having a crack at like this random woman behind me as well, just like going into it like that. I think, fuck, like if she's been attacking like everyone like this all day, like what diseases do I have? So
Nothing you didn't
naturally,
already have.
nothing I didn't already have, thank Christ. So I waited like 6 hours in the ER, or 8 hours or some shit like that, just to get a tetanus shot. Which what the fuck's that gonna do anyway? Beyond me. 3 months later, I'm talking to Colin from Swords Bros, and he tells me that he had a friend who was in Melbourne who was attacked 3 months later like this was like a day after this had happened. I was talking to Colin, and one of his friends described the exact same woman doing the same thing to him. Another couple of months after that, I'm reading the
Oh
news.
no.
Oh dear.
They finally caught her. So that's just Melbourne. That's more expressly. That's Flinders Street.
Yeah.
Oh
Funnily
yeah.
enough, Swords Bros just followed me on TikTok. I got a notification as you mentioned, Colin.
They probably did it by
That's
mistake. They
kinda-
didn't mean to.
oh,
That was an accident.
They know. They know we're talking about.
I'm really worried that our audio has been crap this entire time because I keep seeing our screen light up with blue. But if we're sat back here, it keeps turning off, and then suddenly I'm worried that we've got no audio
No,
this entire
no,
time.
I can hear you.
I can hear you perfectly. I don't know
Okay,
what.
cool.
Cool.
And it made me worried that it was flickering. And I was like, oh God, are we too far away from the microphone? Are we just getting nothing here? Because I mean, I can recant all the stories from memory vaguely, but it won't be quite as funny the second time. And, you know, the bit won't be there. And we'll have to cut Joseph off because we keep interrupting me going, you've said this before. Like, yeah, I get it. I'm senile. I'll forget. Yeah.
No, the audio's been fine on everyone's end. Yeah,
Well,
no, I don't know what
good
that
for us.
blue thing
Apologies
is
to
on
you and the
your
audience for having good audio because it probably would be better for everyone if it would cut out every now and again.
I'm the one that should be apologising because people are going to watch this video about 4 minutes in and there's going to be like black screen because no one or I'm talking, but it's, but
the anticipation. It's the drum roll before the curtains rise. It's the when are they gonna come on? It's all stagecraft. It's all planned. I mean, we knew exactly what was going on. The microphone was working the entire time. We were just miming that it wasn't working for the suspense of when the interview started.
but I'm loving this, and it's been absolutely great quality listening to some really funny and bantering and just fucking hilarious. I mean, it's quality as usual, and all the bands.
You wait till you catch us in person.
Oh no!
Yeah. We've been drinking mid strengths for a reason. It's catch us at a bar as a whole different creature.
Yeah.
Well, I've met two Tassie bands in Melbourne, drenched in backyard business, and yeah, both great bands, but
Both great bands.
We've played with Drenched a lot.
We've played a
I
few.
love
Yeah.
Tyso.
Yeah,
Tyso's got to be
sure.
one of my favourite people in the world.
Tyso, like, I mean, the boys from Drenched are
Lovely
guys and incredible musicians. But now that you brought Tyso up, I think we have to address the elephant in the room, and it's that this man here, he is a true testament to everything, I suppose, that makes being a human wonderful. that I can be around this guy and I instantly feel like a better man myself. You know, he's just consistently like the nicest, most understanding, most giving and patient. Just fucking.
You can't see it, but Tyso is actually off the screen on that side, holding a gun and a script, and Jesse is reading out of his peripheral vision at the moment. It's a whole thing. I'm safe. I'm fine because whatever. But yeah, Jesse does have a gun to his head while he's saying all that.
I do.
I'm pretty sure it's an airsoft gun, but I haven't asked because this is way funnier for me to witness.
I do believe though what Jesse is saying is 100% true. Like I couldn't have said it better than what Jesse actually said. Like Tyso is literally
He's
one
lovely,
of
lovely man.
one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in the music. So actually, as you said, the whole band are, but
Drenched are lovely.
like, see, for me, and please, Tyso, if you are watching this, it's not a dig at you. I feel like
I mean, he's watching it. He's right here.
he's going to
he's
kill
got
me
the
when
gun.
he hears this, when he hears Tom. I would get along better with Tom than I do Tyso.
Oh,
He's going to
dear,
kill
man.
me now.
He
But
actually just went out the door. He's booking a flight. I think I can see Flight Center on his phone over there. Yeah, he's on his way.
oh no. But yeah, I don't know. Just like I don't know. Just like I can talk to both of them and both super nice and easy to chat to, but for some reason Tom, yeah, I've just connected better with Tom than Tyso.
Tom's great, and he's got a very good sense of humor. Tom, like he always knows the weirdest thing to say, and I respect that. I do.
Yeah, no, all the
I
Drenched are
appreciate
lovely
that.
people. We've played many a show with Drenched, and it's always been a lovely time to play with those boys.
It's actually a little bit of a trivia. The first time Drenched ever played to an audience, it was at a backyard party at our friend Byron's place. They played about 20 minutes before we did, and they were lucky enough not to get caught by the cops.
Oh.
Poor Kelly running down the driveway.
Cops. And then you turned your amp up, if I remember the story
Yeah,
correctly.
well,
'cause
I
you're a
already
dick.
drank most of a bottle of American honey.
Yeah.
And I thought, there's no point investing that much booze into my system if I'm not going to be an incorrigible drunk. So,
Yeah. Also, another fun fact: the first show I ever played with Labcoat Fiasco was Drenched and Venus figurines. That was
Drenched has been a part of
they're kind of part of the they're
Yeah.
part of the Labcoat zeitgeist at this point.
They're also the first band we took with us doing a headline show in another city. So that was
Got a lot of love for Drenched. Apparently, we got to stop hanging out with those guys. They're a bad influence.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I hate Tyso.
Oh.
You're lucky he's just gotten on that plane.
Yeah, no, he's already on his way
He's
out of the
come
state.
to
Otherwise,
Warrigal,
he's going to turn that
apparently.
plane around.
Don't make me turn this plane.
Don't make me turn this plane around.
Tyso would probably know where Warrigal is more than
Yeah.
some people would
I
know
know,
don't
where
worry, man. He's
Warrigal
on his way.
is
He's
in
coming. He's
I
coming.
saw the tickets.
Victoria.
He's coming.
All right. Well, Sam's asked all the hard-hitting questions to Joseph, Ben, and Jesse. Now the tables get turned,
Right.
and Labcoat have the floor, as they say.
All right.
Yeah. Do you want one question from each of us, or one question collectively? Because we might have to tuck off to the side, but I'm sure we can come up with something. Or we could all just start shouting questions at you, and you can pick your favorites.
Just make me answer them all at once.
Yeah.
I reckon one from each, if it's possible.
All right.
I think.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I don't actually have one. So
I've got one. All right. I was trying really hard to think of an obscure one this entire time, like one that'd get you off guard. But I'm coming up really short, so I'm just going to start with a boring one. If you could, right, be a member in any band, no matter how famous, living or dead, and you got to play a role in that band, which band and what would you play?
Oh, I like that, Jesse. I don't think I've ever actually been asked that very question. Like,
Because my other question was going to be like, if you could choose to be a soup, which soup would you be?
well, that
Tomato.
Soup, yeah.
Does beer count as soup?
beer count as soup. Well, if you pour the beer in for extra flavour,
I've had some pretty soupy beers in my time. So.
Malt hop soup.
or a mulligatawny. Nah, not a mulligatawny. Anyway, back to that answer to the question: which band would I like to be part of, living or dead? I would just love to be part of Nirvana in their prime.
Right? Absolutely. To just even like be there.
Mm.
Even if you were like, you know, the hidden fifth member on keyboard, right? Just to be there.
Because, like, being a 90s kid, well, 80s/90s kid, Nirvana were one of the main reasons I got into music, and mostly grunge in that sense, along with Soundgarden. Like, yeah, I idolised Chris Novoselic and Dave Grohl and Kurt Cobain as, like, huge musicians, and Dave Grohl still to this day is.
Well, yeah, you know, I think that what Nirvana were doing, what those three guys were doing together, made something that, like, whilst was kind of in that grunge scope, was very, very different, very unique, and very much their own thing.
This is Jesse's opportunity. He asked this question so he could talk about Nirvana.
How was I to know he'd say Nirvana?
Well, I could have said any other band, but I was trying to think of someone that, in their prime, were probably the biggest band in the world.
I've always felt Nirvana to be like an intrinsically special band. Just they've got something. They had something about them.
Yeah, no. I did like that question though, Jesse. That's been asked similar questions to that one, but You put a bit of
I
a spin
assumed
on
that
it.
you'd probably have gotten like something like that before being on a music podcast, but and that's why my brain went to it because I just genuinely could not think of anything else to ask.
And to answer your second part about the soup, I actually don't know what my favourite soup is.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
didn't think that one through.
Nah.
Honestly.
That's just a weird question he asks people when he meets them.
Yeah,
Never really been able to
I feel like
explain
it's a great way to gauge someone, you know, because like
Or what food they really make.
obviously if someone says they're a chicken soup, it's very basic. It's like, come on, dude, chicken noodle soup.
So you can
Come
relate.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Joseph, do you have a question in mind or would you like me to go?
You go first.
Yeah, mine's much more boring than Jesse's because it's one that I've been asked on a couple of occasions because I have eclectic music taste. I only listen to music from one country. Which country is it?
Oh, again.
Oh.
I think you might have just topped Jesse's question there, Ben.
It's a good one.
I win. I'm so good.
And it's
No.
actually a lot harder to answer than
It's
first
one that's,
thought.
Yeah, one that's come up in my friend group a lot because a lot of my friends skew weird with music. So a lot of them are like, oh, I like black metal, so it's Norway or Finland, or I like death metal, so it's Florida or Poland, or I like folk metal, so it's some country I've never heard of that I'm not sure actually exists.
To like in like 10, 15 years ago, I would have said it would have been the Scandinavian metal because I was into the bands like Nightwish, Arch Enemy, Lacuna Coil, Within Temptation, all those sorts of European Scandinavian bands. So I feel like it'd have to be somewhere
Somewhere
like
in
a
there.
Norway or somewhere in that region.
Fair enough.
Dimmu Borgir, obviously, also.
All from that range. There's a lot of variety up there, so it's a good one to go with. Cool. Joseph, you're up. Think of a question.
I think I need to think of another one because mine was in a completely different vein.
No, we'll do that. It's
No,
different.
I don't mind it.
We picked
As-
music.
as- As a Victorian and someone that's quite heavily involved in the Victorian scene, what are your tips for an out-of-state band trying to break into the scene?
Wait, let me get my notepad.
I like that as well, and
It's a good question.
and
We should have
it's-
gone more that way.
especially the out-of-state part of it, Joseph, because a lot of bands interstate, like for example, like Labcoat Fiasco, like a Clay Jane, that being from outside of Victoria. I think the main tip I would give is just put yourself out there and contact some of the lesser known bands maybe in Melbourne. So steer clear, like obviously Thornhill, Alpha Wolf, Ocean Sleeper have become big names, and I know Alpha Wolf, there's a question that they're from Tassie. Yes, I realise that. But like, yeah, Thornhill and Ocean Sleeper are massive, and
I
Alpha
love
Wolf. And I feel like if I was an interstate band, I'd start off with a up and coming band to try and tour with or to get in contact with.
Well, our last 4 shows have been 3 with mainland bands and 1 was a festival, like all Victorian bands even. We played Forklift Assassins, Shylocks, and Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So I think we're doing our best
Doing
to
okay.
sort of make connections and stuff. It's just, trying to market ourselves to be able to be on one of their shows up there.
I mean, it's part of the job, you know. I feel like even if you're playing a show that no one shows up to and you make shit all money off it, it's like most of the job is just about showing up and shaking hands,
Networking.
you know, and saying like, hey, we're these guys, you guys are these guys, you're not from here, we're from here. We'd like to not keep playing shows here. Could you guys help us out with that? You know, networking is really important. Networking and selling t-shirts.
I feel like maybe if we were to try and bring bands down here ourselves, as opposed to just jumping on one of their gigs that they're putting on, would probably help as well.
Yeah.
like if we were to reach out and bring a band down here, they would be likely maybe to return the favour.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. And I think now that we're a little more established, I can see that happening.
Well, and also with those three bands, more so Drastic Park and Forklift, like, because I know both bands reasonably well. I'd say I'd know Drastic Park probably more than I would Forklift. I know that they're good people and they're wanting to get interstate bands on their lineup. Drastic Park does it better than probably
Yeah.
any other Melbourne band. Like
Well,
that's
we mentioned it too, and they said like that. I think they were saying like they'd definitely consider it. Like,
Mm.
Oh well, that's for the
they're
future.
great guys.
And the other thing I would give as a tip is that if anyone from interstate bands wants help in getting in touch with some bands from Melbourne, I'm always happy to help interstate bands because I do get asked, like, who would you recommend, which venue?
Yeah.
So I know, obviously, Joseph, Ben, and Jesse are in a band. I'm not in a band, but I can still help interstate bands sort of get in contact with these bands.
And I think even doing these sort of podcasts and stuff is, getting a foot in the door almost, like just building connections, which is, I think that's just the phase we're in as a band at the moment, building connections.
Well, it's probably because we spent like the first 8 years doing absolutely nothing. So I guess
now's the time.
Now's the time to shake hands.
And we've got a fourth person on the interview now.
Frank showed up.
Yeah. Frank.
As I say, he's our mascot. And he does a lot of our PR for us. He helps out a lot. As you can see, like he's getting on a little bit, but he's our guy.
I've never seen Frank move from that corner.
Oh, he moves sometimes. He gets about.
Only when you're not looking. Yeah. You can only see Frank move from the peripheral
we brought him
division.
out for that band photo shoot once, actually.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, hello, Frank. It's a bit of a worry if Sam's talking to a skeleton over WebEx. That's people might have thought I've lost the plot by now. But
that's our last.
If he started talking back, I'd be worried.
Frank was our last bassist.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that took an interesting turn.
That's what I get for going to the bathroom and replaced with a skeleton.
Replaced with a Labcoat skeleton. Oh, there we go. Labcoat Fiasco skeleton.
Yes.
There he is.
Nah, I like Labcoat Fiasco. The 3-word name sounds better than 4.
And I think we're stuck with it now, so I'm just going to embrace it.
Established at this point. There's no point.
Just like we're stuck with Ben.
Yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere. If it makes you feel any better, I'm going to keel over soon anyway. So,
yeah.
What are
we're
you,
gonna
like,
die
40?
of old age, and you're gonna like repurpose.
Yeah, there's the reason that we're hiring young people. It's so that someone can take over from us when we inevitably disappear into dust, or as a sacrifice. I'll let you pick.
Oh,
I won't let you pick.
Anyway,
this is the only part of the interview I don't like, and I say it every episode, but it's when things have to wrap up. Is the saddest part of the interview. Because
20 seconds to go, and then we've hit 2.
Joseph just left.
There he goes. Bye bye.
my battery went like.
Joseph's just gone. Oh, goodbye. See ya.
It just popped up with a thing. Hang on. It just popped up with a thing. It's like, oh, your battery's too low, so video is not available.
No cameras for you.
We can still hear you though. Oh,
there
we are.
You missed it. I was fake crying and everything.
But like every interview, the end is always the sad part because Joseph, Ben, and Jesse, it's been an absolute pleasure, as it has with all the interviews I've done. I've loved it. And a quick mention to Frank as
And
well.
Frank, of course, there you go. He's back now. He was getting worried you weren't going to mention him. He was getting rowdy.
Yeah, he's probably going to come through the screen and,
Well, thanks for
You
having
gave
us,
me a
Sam.
prop. Thank you very much for having us.
Oh, no, it's been an absolute
Thank you.
pleasure. I've had a ball. I'll keep supporting Labcoat Fiasco, playing your music, adding it to my playlist as I do every week.
Someone gave me a prop, and now I'm a problem.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, thank you.
Hopefully,
Nah.
we'll have some new stuff for you soon.
Nah.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm going to sit on this next album for another 2 years.
But yeah, please do check out Labcoat Fiasco because they are awesome. There's some seriously fucking good talent coming out of Tasmania at the moment. We mentioned about 5
Absolutely.
or 6 of them
Mm.
there. And yeah, I'd have Labcoat back on any time. The WebEx lobby is always open, as they say.
Excellent. We'll queue up something when we've actually got something to release that we can talk about.
Yep.
So
And-
hopefully it won't be too long.
It won't be 2
Hopefully,
years.
we'll be chatting in person soon in Melbourne.
There you go.
Hang on. No, better not break any news there. Or maybe I'll come to Tassie. Maybe get up
Hey,
off
that's
my
it.
ass and get interstate for once.
Like I wouldn't hold your breath.
And of course, I'll send the link with the interview and the playlist of songs, and you can watch back. And Sam
Yeah.
will pick apart everything he did wrong in the interview, like scratch his nose and
Ah,
whatever else.
Make sure to edit in more swears from me.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck,
Bloody
fuck,
Frank
fuck,
picking
fuck.
his nose.
Yeah.
All right. Labcoat Fiasco, Joseph, Ben, and Jesse. Absolute pleasure as always. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night, and we'll keep in touch.
We shall.
Thank you.
See you
No
later.
worries.
Later, alligator.
Catch up.
Catch ya.
Now, how do you hang up the red X? I'm assuming.
Red X?
No, that one.
That wrong X.
You're
I'm
an X.
staying
There you
just
go.
to see them trying
Press
to
that
work
one.
it
Shut
out.
up.
Click the button. There you
There's
go.
another button.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.